This tutorial will cover the advanced mail merge feature of the CMS portal for interface enterprises. Let's go have a look. So let's take a look at an example. This is providing effective supervision, just an example that existed way back in August, I think it was, 15th of September rather. And I'll just give you an idea of what that code looks like, or rather what that email would look like. So this is the ideal example that you want to create. You know, want the images in there and all different kind of fonts and tables in there and loads of photos. You can do basically whatever you want, and that's what I'll go through step by step during this tutorial. So that's what we're going to work through. I'm going to show you how to do this, and we'll just change a few details so you can see how it pulls through. Okay, so I've got the example, the Word example of the finished product of the email I just showed the example of. So we're going to change the photo, we're going to change some font just so we can make it our own. I'm going to take for all out, just make that test, and this is just something you'll have to learn. I mean, the tutorial is not about how to create a template as illustrated on your page, but how to work with the template, how to carry through the advanced features into the mail merge. Okay, you could also just push Control A to select all. You can see how everything's split up nicely. Okay, so you can see that's a separate section, that's a separate section, and this is all a separate section. Okay, so we want to change the photo. Let's just delete it. Then you go Insert Pictures, choose one from Dropbox somewhere. Let's just put consultancy in there. Okay, so let's change this picture, for example. Say insert. Okay, it just defaults to that kind of space. You can resize it if you want to resize it. Just play around with the layout options icon. I'm going to just leave it as I had originally had it in that size. But you could make it smaller. You could, you know, add two pictures in the top. You could do whatever you wanted to there. Obviously, each picture you add, there's more work involved, and you'll see how that works out shortly. Okay, so we'll just keep everything else the same. Let's just say test year, test date. We can write in there. This is just, you know, bullet point that I've put in over here, but this could be anything you wanted to put in here. I'm going to say test over here. You can change the font as you would normally. You know, you've got all the options that you would normally have in Word. There's no restriction. You basically do anything you want in here. Whatever you have on this page is exactly how it will appear in the mail merge when you mail merge it eventually. I don't know, let's just change this to red text. We red. Not that you would, I'm just saying, just to show you the changes that I've done. Put in test over there as well. Let's make that a different color. Let's use this color. That's got links in it. Okay, so I'm just going to leave those as is. There's not much to that. You just, you know, you do a link as you would normally do a link. Point to the website page that displays the information you want it to show. Write your text. You know, again, you could split this. You could have one table over there, one table over there. You could actually, like I say, you can do whatever you want really. Why use interface? We'll just change that red. I'm going to delete the school one of built children audit for now, and I'm just going to move this here. I don't know. Let's just do that, for example. Anyway, just to show you a difference, that's all. Okay, so yeah, you can add your own effects. You can see there's a shadow effect on here, reflection rather, and yeah, you can have it or you don't have it. You can put a border around the photo, etc, etc. Like I said, anything is possible. So you've got your ideal document, and now you want to get it into mail merge. How do you do that? Okay, there's a few things you need to bear in mind. First, so all you now have to do is save your file. Save it as a Word document. File, save as. I've put it on my C drive just for this example. You can see that's the only file I have in there, called test v1. Save it there. Job done. Okay. Then what you have to do is close that file down. Remember where its location is. Okay, so the document's been saved as a Word document. You then need to go to your Outlook, launch your Outlook, open up a new email, send it to yourself, leave subject blank, get rid of any auto signatures, so you've got a blank sheet in there. And then over here you simply insert the file that you just saved. But before you double click on it, you've got to insert as text. Okay, so there you go, you've got that inserted as text. Now straight off the bat, I've seen a few things that don't carry over that well, and I'm not sure why that is, but they're not going to be massive issues, and take you 5 seconds to sort out. I can see that let's open up the original document quickly. Okay, so we've got a bit of formatting issues here. The color and stuff seems to be alright, although there it hasn't carried through properly. And so, yeah, you might find that, I mean, I've not found this a lot, but it's a good thing it's happened in the tutorial video. And all you have to do is simply just reformat it slightly. I mean, these are just going to be the types of formatting, so font types, that's about it really. I don't think anything else is going to give you issues. Some line spacing maybe, you can see that looks a bit better than the email version. All you have to do is, I can see that that's, if we go to that, it's going to be impact heading. Let's change that to impact heading. Impact. Ditto for that. It's going to be impact. See, it's quite quick. That's the same, that's the same. This is supposed to be red. So we'll just change it to red font. Line spacing, we go back to the original document, see what our line, oops, let's undo that, see what our line spacing is by going to line spacing options. It's multiple at 1.3, so we can go back to this, no, and just change that to 1.3. Format text, line spacing options, it's not a single but multiple at 1.3, and say OK to that, and that looks a bit better. That's better. That's exactly how it should look. Let's see again. That is changed, and we need that to be impact, and that should actually be white. That's also impact, and it's not impact there, so we change that. So there we go. Okay, that's what, 20 seconds, job done. All the links are still there, that'll work. So just make sure that those are all checked. Those shouldn't change at all. If they do, then there's an issue somewhere. Okay, so there you go, that looks perfect. Okay, send this to yourself. What I do is always make sure that there's a space at the end over there, so make sure that your cursor has some kind of space between that, so when the signature goes through on the mail merge, there is a space in there, but you can change it later if it doesn't fill out. Alright, okay, so that's it. Send the email to yourself. It says you want to send it without a subject. Yes, send anyway. Wait for that to come through. We can close that down. We're done with that. That comes through, open that up, and then it's the same as a normal mail merge. Go to actions, view actions, source, view source, select all, copy that, get rid of it, don't need any more, and then we go to the mail merge. While that launches, we go to new mail merge, let's create a new one. That's going to be header of test. Okay, so then we click on the body in HTML, paste that code in there. Don't need that, don't need that. Okay, so let's check a preview of that message. Okay, let's see that preview. Ah, that looks perfect. Okay, signatures in there, that'll come through with first name. So that's exactly how you want it. Obviously, the only issues that we have are these images not showing through. Okay, so you pretty much 75% there of the way. There is one more step to do, and I'll show you that now. Okay, so basically what it's saying is that it cannot display the image, because when we saw the image originally, it was saved to a local drive on my desktop. These images, they weren't stored on the web or anything like that, so we need to put these images on the web first. Okay, so how we do that, let's open up the portal. So essentially you could only do this if you got the portal administrator to add the images first and then supply you with the path of those images. Okay, so we basically want to upload these images. You go to files. I've created a separate thing under uploads, specially designed documents, and that folder there is for these kind of things. If you go to mail out, so open learning, there's a case study main. Okay, so the image is already there, but if you never had the image here already, you just simply upload a file. So okay, so once you've got the image there on in the web server, you click on the image, and this is the path that you actually need. Sorry, that's the path you need. So click on that, click on the actual image, copy the path, and what I do is just open up a notepad window, type in case study, paste the path in there because we'll need that later. Okay, so we can close that down. Let's find the interface logo. If we go back to the email, we've done that one. We need the interface logo, and that already is on there. So if we go up to mailouts, I think there's a general, if we go up one more level, general images, there's interface logo. Click on that, click on that path, oops, copy that, and again type in logo, path, and then we just need this image to be stored on the server somewhere. So let's go back to that, close that down. Specially designed images, let's go to general images, upper level to specially designed documents. So mailouts, I'm going to create a new folder here. Folder name, let's just call this test arena. There's the folder, and then I'm going to add that photo here. So let's choose the folder, go to Dropbox, marketing, website, images, consultancy, and it's that image we want to add. So that downloads, doesn't take long. Okay, that's completed. We can go back and you'll see the folder there. Click on the photo, click on that to get the path, copy that. Don't worry about the size of it, it'll format automatically. Then we go to Notepad, and this is the main image. This, what you name it here isn't important, it's just for your reference, so when you're actually doing this in the back end, you'll see what I mean. Okay, so that's the main part, that's the main difference, to make sure that these images display correctly when you're sending out the mail merges. Okay, so then you can close down the portal because we don't need that anymore. Then we go to the mail merge CMS. This is the email, it's 101, this is the test document. It hasn't assigned a message ID, so we just go left to the previous one, go forward again, and you've got your message ID. Not important, but it's worth doing that. With this selected, this is the body in HTML code. If that's checked, I want you to select somewhere in this field. Doesn't matter, doesn't make that much of a difference where you go. Once you do that, then you need to do Control F to find. We want to find in this code somewhere. It'll be referencing these images which cannot be returned. Just ignore that. Just Control F and do a search for SRC. That's Sierra Romeo Charlie, SRC. Okay, now yours might by default be on whole field. Make sure that you select under match any part of the field. Okay, we don't want to find exactly src. We want to find any part of that word in this document. Once you do that, click next. Make sure also that you're always on 101, because doing this search, if it's not in this field, it'll go to the next available record. So it'll go to back to number 1 of 101, number 2 of 101, until it finds src. So just make sure you stay in the scope of this one record, which is 101. Go next. Now you'll see automatically there wherever you see CID, you'll see these double quotes. Okay, this whole section is actually referencing CDI image 01. Okay, one of these images, presumably it's going to be the top one, but I'm not sure. See, I've just lost it. Okay, there it is there. So what we want to do is, let's assume we're going to play around with it, because we don't know, it's not very clear from that. Although you could just copy the you could see, you could search for the word open training, and then you might find before that is going to be the test. But for me, and just go with what I say, basically it's probably easier. Find the source. The first source most likely be the very first image on your email. Okay, we've got our notepad. It's going to be the main image, I'm guessing. So let's copy that and let's put that in there. Right click or just paste, Control V. Okay, so let's see how that works. So let's now do another test. Let's close down the examples that we have up there, and let's do another mail merge preview of that. And we should now then see, there we go, the image is inserted. Okay, if you actually right click, when you send this to yourself, you'll see the source pointing to the web server. So that's good. So we know that that was the first image. Now you might get wrong depending how the code works, whether it runs down or sideways for these two codes. So, but I'm assuming this is going to be the second one, and this will be the third image. So let's try that. Let's just close that down, don't need that. So let's do another search. It really picks up what we searched last. Just go next, make sure you're on 101. That's what we pasted in earlier. Mailouts, test arena, interface training. So we know that's one we've just put in. Let's go to the next one. There we go, CDI image. Okay, so we can just copy that. Remember, it's just to the first, just between those double quotations. Let's guess it's going to be the case study one in there. Copy that. Just ignore that irritation. And then paste that in there. And we can do another test. Just to check. Yes, it's the right photo. If it was wrong, you just go back, find it, delete it, and replace it there. And that's the last one. That's the image one. Let's close that. Don't need it. I'm actually going to copy the path first. Logo we need. Copy that. Let's go back. Let's go find. Next. Okay, we know that's the first one. We did that. That's the second one. And that's the third one. Close. Select all between double quotations. Paste. And now do preview of the message. And we'll find that all photos are not in there. Okay, so we don't know what happened there. Let's test that out quickly. Let's close that again. Let's control find source again. Okay, so let's browse down that code. We know that that is training, interface training 7. That's the main page, the main image. Okay, I've got to have this selected. Control find. Okay, that's all on 101. Next. Then we know this is the case study one. Let's go next. Interface logo. Okay, and then afterwards it says click here to see some of our case studies. Okay, so there we can see that we've actually I mean, it's not affecting any images anywhere, so we could just leave that as it is and go to the next one. Fine, next. Okay, so yeah, it's probably worth just checking. So that looks like it's pointing to the Interface Enterprise Co. web.co.uk website, so that we know that what follows that should be the actual logo. So let's just paste that in there. Interface logo. Now it should work fine. And there we go, it's got everything in there. Okay, so that's perfect. And now you've got your source code in, everything, that looks great. And now you can then just be confident that the code in there is actually following web server paths. Excellent, so that concludes the advanced tutorial.